G'day guys and welcome back to GNs_gaming for another Dokkan battle video. So the live stream is still currently going, but we have all the details for the 3 new LRs that are dropping. So I thought it'd be a good time to run through their details and sort of discuss how obviously crazy they're going to be. So we're going to start off with the Super Saiyan Goku plus Super Saiyan Vegeta. As you can see, the plus is a new name, so this is going to open up a lot. This is pretty much the tag mechanic from Legends, where you're going to be able to switch between Goku and Vegeta. So for the categories here, you can see there is a ton. I'm not going to go through them, but that's 20 plus. So you're just going to be able to throw these guys on literally every team there. For the leader skill, we've got Earth Protecting Heroes, which is the new category, Fused Fighters or Pure Saiyans. 3 key 200% HP, so we did get a HP buff. Also worth mentioning, these guys are super tech, and then the attack and defense 170 plus an additional HP 50, or attack and defense 50% as well if the characters are Earthbed Fighters or Bataras. So we have a ton to work with there, just simply because of the fact we've got Pure Saiyans, but Fused Fighters are going to add in some extra options that are really nice as well. So up to a 220% stats buff, 250 with the HP. We're going to be able to make some crazy stat line characters with this. So with Goku here, for his super attack, he does stack attack on both. So we got the raise attack and then greatly raised defense for 1 turn on 12 key. And then for the 18 key, we've got the greatly raised attack and then greatly raised defense for 1 turn again. So very handy. Additionals obviously are going to be pretty beneficial there, getting the 12 key defense, on getting defense on 12 key as well for the stacking for eventually when you go into Vegeto. For the passive, we start off with attack and defense 200%. You've got an additional 2 key per type key sphere obtained. And then Earth Protecting Heroes and Patara category allies get the 1 key and 40% defense support. So that's fire. For the first 3 turns, you got 50% damage reduction. You get an additional 200% attack when attacking, and an additional 200% damage reduction when attacking. So automatically that makes you want to sort of use him as a slot 2 or 3 unit, and you'll see that throughout here. So attacks are effective against all types when you have 10 or more key, and then you launch the additional super that has when you're at 20 or more key. As the second or third attacker, you get an extra 20% damage reduction. So if you're attacking in slot 2 or 3, on those first 3 turns you get 90% damage reduction, which is just insane. And then you also launch an additional super that has a 70% chance of becoming a super. So yeah, you look at that, if you're at 20 key, this guy can quad super, which is pretty crazy there. And then you can tag with Vegeta from the 4th turn there. So we switch over to Vegeta here. So as I said, you can get into him from the 4th turn. His super attack becomes stacking defense as opposed to the attack, and then greatly raises attack for 1 turn, and then greatly raises defense, and then greatly raises attack for 1 turn. So pretty much just the flip of Goku in that regard. For his passive, you've got the you can constantly switch between him and Goku. Attack and defense 200% start of turn, 50% damage reduction, 2 key per key sphere obtained. The same with the Earth Protecting Heroes or Patara support, but this time you get 40% attack instead of defense. He gets 100% attack when attacking. When you're over 10 key, you get the extra 20% damage reduction, so that gets him up to 70% damage reduction. Launches an additional super over 20 key, and this is where it gets crazy. As first attacker, you're going to be getting guard. And you also launch an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super. So not only can you triple super, which means you're triple stacking your defense, you're guarding, and that's on top of 70% damage reduction. So clearly we've built this so that if you want an offensive option, you're going to switch into Goku. If you need a defensive slot 1 option, you're going to go into Vegeta. So really effective way to utilize that. It's going to give us so much flexibility as a player base. So if you are in Vegeta, there is an active skill which is the Pure Saiyan's Pride. It's key 3, 18% attack and defense, and guards all attacks in battle. Can be activated as soon as you transform into Vegeta, but it is where they crush the Patara. So I believe if you utilize that, I don't know if you're going to be able to go into Vegeto with Goku. As you can see, Goku here has his own separate active skill. So I would assume that this one would cancel this out. And as once we go through Vegeto's details, you're going to see that you're going to 100% want to be using this one. But what you could do is if this one doesn't cancel this out, you could go into Vegeto, then back into Vegeta, pop that active skill. So for Goku, you got the Potara, which is 4 turns of fusion into Vegeto, and that can be activated from the 5th turn from the start of battle. So yeah, a lot of these fights seem to be going longer. And where's Vegeto? I don't appear to have Vegeto up. Let's just quickly go Proton, and because Proton was doing an amazing job at tweeting all of these out, and here we are. Okay, sorry about that. So for Vegeto, he doesn't actually have a 12 key super, he only has the 18 key super, and it greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. And then here's his passive, and this is insane. So Amatsu did actually say in the live stream that they made it so that the Potara fusion was only 4 turns because of how good Vegeto is. So you get a full HP heal, your attack and defense 300%, 3 key per key super obtained. He guards, he has 60% damage reduction. Launches an additional 18 key super straight off the bat. Earth protecting heroes or Potara get 2 key, 40% attack and defense. For every attack performed, it gets 20% crit up to 100%, so you can max that out. For every attack received in that turn, you get 10% attack. And when you are attacked, you counter with ferocious power, which I believe to be a new multiplier as well. So that's going to be doing insane damage, and then you also get a Scouter on top of that. So Vegeta's just going to be beyond crazy. Active skill is causes ultimate damage, defense threat plus 300%, and target mechanics. And all his attacks also become crits. So he's pretty much just got the Cell Max target mechanic, and he's going to be untouchable while also dishing out the most outrageous counters that we have ever seen. So Vegeto, looking at the 3 units before we even go into the next couple, he looks to be the best unit in the game. I think the tag mechanic is going to give us so much flexibility. It's going to be so good for team building. But then what we'll do is we'll go into the Super Saiyan 3 Goku side here. So again, a lot of team builds here for us to work with. Unfortunately though, his leader skill is Giant 8 Power, 4 key, 220%. The reason I say unfortunately is just because that's not going to give us much flexibility in terms of teams. So like Giant 8 Power is not a really big category. We are going to get the easy A for the physical Super Saiyan 4s, and that's really going to help. But yeah, other than that, I don't see myself running him as a leader all too often, I don't think. But for his super attack, we got 50% attack and defense on both 18 and 12 and 18 key supers. Then for his passive, we got the key 3, 200% attack and defense, 50% chance to perform a crit, extra 2 key spheres per AGL key sphere, so obviously his AGL, and then the extra 1 key per non-AGL key sphere. And this is what I really like: Power Beyond Saiyan category allies, 50% defense. That's really good support. For the first 4 turns, we've got a 70% chance to dodge, as well as we're guarding at all attacks. For every 3 key when attacking, Goku gets 30% attack and defense. And then at 24 key, we've got the guaranteed crit, which is super, super effective in the current meta where there's a lot of damage flaws. That really helps us actually get over that threshold to do a lot of damage. So this Goku, he does have an active skill, and that's where you transform into Great Ape Goku for 1 turn. That can be activated straight away if HP is 70% or less, or starting from the 5th turn. So a bit of flexibility there. Like this guy could come in on rotation 2. You got cooked a little in that first rotation, go straight into Great Ape. You got a team protector mechanic there. So Great Ape has the Super Flame Cannon, where it massively raises attack. So any additionals there could be handy. We've got the attack 300%, receives an additional 2 key per key sphere, and then performs a guaranteed crit. So you love to see that. A guaranteed crit helps so that this actual Great Ape can do damage, and that always used to be the thing with the Great Apes, where they did no damage anyway, so why would you actually want to utilize them? So from there, you get your 1 turn of that, and then you go into Super Saiyan 4 Goku. For the 12 key, he is a stacker, raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Infinitely. And then on 18 key, still stacks and then causes Mega Colossal, raises attack and defense for your allies by 44% for 2 turns. So super, super busted buff. If you're combining that with other support units, that is going to make units that are not that crazy good look really, really insane. So awesome super attack effects there. I actually can't see if we're going to go for a quick visit through Proton's post here. Here it is. He's posted it separately there. And then here's the passive for Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So we got the 4 key, 200% attack and defense. Gets the additional 2 key per key sphere. Power Beyond Super Saiyan or Giant Ape Power category allies gets 70% defense. Massive buff straight off the bat. And then they also gain 10% damage reduction, which is crazy. We love damage reduction support. And then Goku also guards. For 4 turns, he performs a crit. When he's attacking, he gets the 100% attack and defense. For every 4 key when attacking, he gets the 44% attack and defense. At 24 key, he also launches an additional super. When HP is 44% or less, he recovers 44% HP. And then for every attack or received or performed, you get the 1 key and the 20% chance to crit. So, yeah, I imagine this guy is just going to be doing absolutely insane damage. Interesting that they didn't give him any like damage reduction or anything like that, but I assume that this guy is going to be sort of slid into like a slot 2 damage dealer, I think. With that support, it's always going to be really valuable. He does have guard, but I'd say that is because of the fact that he is going to be stacking defense. They didn't just want to make him absolutely untouchable. So Super Saiyan 4 Goku looks to be really, really busted. I'm just not really sold on his leader skill. But throwing him on other teams is going to be really crazy. So I can't wait for that. We've then got the Evolution Blue Vegeta. I just brain farted for a second. So he's Super STR. Again, a lot of teams here for us to work with. We won't run through those. But for his leader skill, we've got 220% for Universal Survival Saga. So crazy leader skill, given that we've still got a lot of really high quality units for it. Bad luck to Jiren. He's been replaced as a leader. But yeah. Like what can you do? It's anytime, baby. So for his super attack effect, we've got the 30% attack and defense for 1 turn, and then on 18 key we've got the 50%. Then we've got the unit super. So this is where we greatly raise attack. So that's a stack of his attack, and then greatly raise defense for 1 turn. That's for an 18 key super when there is a Goku in the rotation. So that's not going to be difficult to do. Obviously, we've got the AGL Goku, UI Goku, we've got Tech UI Goku. Yeah, I don't think that is going to be difficult whatsoever. Even Power Beyond Super Saiyan, like you got the new GT Goku, so easy options to switch in there. And then for the passive here, so he's got an entrance animation when you have one other Universal Survival Saga category ally unit on the team. So again, easy to do, and that's where we're going to get 60% attack and 30% damage reduction for 6 turns. We combine that with the base, the base 200% attack and defense. Here's a rainbow key sphere changer, which is awesome. We love that wherever possible. He gets 200% attack when attacking, and then for every attack performed, this is where this guy is going to be really, really interesting. You get 1 key and 40% defense up to 200%, and then damage reduction of 7% within that turn for every attack, which is really important. It's not super attack, it is attack. And this is where that gets fun. So for every 2 key spheres obtained, Vegeta launches an additional attack that has a 30% chance of becoming a super attack. So he's sort of like Rose in that regard. So you get your key up here, you can do 5 additional attacks. So you combine that with the initial attack, which gets us to 6, and a hidden potential at 7, and this Vegeta can get up to 49% damage reduction there. And then you've got the 30% from his entrance animation, so he's up to pretty much an 80% damage reduction there. And then after he performs 6 or more super attacks, he gets 30% damage reduction. Once he's performed 7 or more super attacks, he gets the guaranteed crits. So this guy's going to be a bit of a roll of the dice, a bit RNG based in terms of actually like getting the super attack aspect of it. But if you get a lucky turn where you're getting a lot of super attacks to this guy, like, he's going to go crazy with just pure damage. So very interested to see what he looks like in game. Some reused animations in there that people might not like the look of, but overall I thought they've done an amazing job with all these part 1 LRs. Remember, there is 6 of them, so they've been slaving away behind the scenes. In terms of ranking them, I think Goku Vegeta, or Vegeta, and then the Super Saiyan, like the GT Goku, are probably going to be pretty similar. And then it's all Vegeto. Like, Vegeto here is just beyond. Where is he? He's just going to be beyond crazy. Like, getting him out is just going to be an auto win code. So let me know down below which is your favourite of the 3. Really can't wait to summon on all of these guys. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the content. And hopefully I'll catch you all on the next video.